The more that I have grown as a person, the more that my ideology around relationships has grown. The more that I've matured as a person, the more that my ideology around relationships has matured. I used to view relationships as something that I needed to hold on to forever, something that defined my value. I felt like if I didn't have it, changed the value of me. Now my idea around relationships is so different. I was so broken so many times in the past over losing a relationship. When I look back, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that it didn't work out. That reflection has really shifted so much for me in how I view relationships, what I expect from relationships. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie and I help people to find happier, healthier, and more fulfilling lives, to elevate their lives through a balance between their mind, body, and soul. I've been doing my entrepreneurial series. I'm going to link that in the description of this video. In the first and second episode of that series, I mentioned my boyfriend at the time. So now we're talking about my boyfriend 15 years ago. And when I was with him, I thought that that was my entire life. I was between like 18, 19, and 22, 23 when we were together. He wasn't the man for me in so many ways, especially if we're thinking long term. But that doesn't mean that I didn't learn a lot from him. I learned so much from him. His influence had a very positive impact on me as a person, even though our relationship didn't have the best impact on me and my insecurities. It made me feel so small when we broke up. I felt like I wasn't worthy. I felt like there was something wrong with me. I felt like I wasn't good enough. At the end of the day, I was more than enough. We just weren't meant for each other. About a year ago, I started to view my relationships not as something for me to hold and to keep and to have and possess, but something that is a catalyst for my growth. The one thing that every relationship I've had has in common is that I've learned and I have grown and I have become a better person through these relationships. A lot of people theorize that our relationships are the springboard for growth in ourselves. Ever since I started viewing my relationships as something that's happening for me and not something that's happening to me, my relationships have gotten so expansive. I'm able to be more honest in my relationships. I'm able to be more honest with myself in my relationships. A lot of times in the past, I would try to hold on to relationships because of the idea of the relationship and not the reality of the relationship. The relationships that I had with these people were not the types of relationships that I wanted in my life. My attachment to the relationship or to the person that I was in the relationship with, whether it was romantic or platonic or just a friendship, it clouded my judgment. I don't even necessarily want kind of person in my life. I don't want this kind of relationship in my life. Mobb Deep song came on my shuffle this morning going to the grocery store. It's called Win or Lose. The lyric is, "Here I go again, whether I win or lose." It just really clicked so much for me. When the relationship that I was discussing earlier ended, I felt like I lost something. But now, with years of maturity and reflection, know that I gained from that situation. So whether I win or lose, I'm really winning. Whole ideology behind that is that you might be losing something, but what are you gaining? As humans, we are just trained to think in the negative. Our mindset goes to the negative. It goes to what we're losing, what we don't have, as opposed to what we do have. And I place a big emphasis on a gratuitous mindset, finding daily gratitude, because that gratitude is the perspective shift that can help to elevate every experience in your life. It can help to bring more intention into your life. It can help to enhance your relationships. It can shift your perspective on not only what am I gaining from this relationship, but who am I? Until we know who we are and until we have a solid foundation within ourselves, we're going to base our value on the things that we have, the relationships we have. There are people who for lack of a better way to say it, really ain't shit, but they think that they're good because they have, monetary items. I have a boyfriend, I have a husband, I have a wife, I have a girlfriend, I have a wife and a girlfriend. That person isn't shit, but they feel empowered, they feel good because they have things. Until we know who we are and until we're rooted into who we are, those things that we have or don't have are going to make or break us. And if you want to be made by relationships and not broken by relationships, you need to learn who you are. You need to learn who you want to be. And you need to look at your relationship as stepping stones for getting where you are today to where you want to be tomorrow. And you can learn who you are through other people. You can learn who you are through your relationships with other people. Other people can learn who they are through their relationships with you. We're all helping each other to learn who we are, to learn what we want and what we don't want. Since I started looking at my relationships as an opportunity to evolve, I've been evolving in my relationships and I've been evolving as a person. And I also don't put pressure onto my relationships as something that I need to hold on to forever. Some relationships can be very short-lived but have a massive impact on you long term. When you look at the relationship as something that can impact you long term, not look at the relationship as something you have to hold on to long term. Our possessiveness and our need and desire to hold on to something long after it's outlived its course. It's been sometimes years. I was in that relationship for years that I should have gotten out of. I learned the lesson finally. It took me some time. When you meet someone who also has a mature mindset when it comes to relationships, and you two can just come together and be like, okay, here's what we have to offer each other. It doesn't have to be this transactional. What's great about it, we can learn from others, we can teach others, have fun, but it can also help us grow. So if we're two people who are mature, two people who know what they bring to the table, two people who know who they are in their heart, they can come together in a relationship, let's say friendship, platonic, romantic, it can be any form of any relationship, and they can be the catalyst for change and growth and evolution within each other and within themselves. And when you look at your relationships as an opportunity to grow, you will grow through those relationships. I am going to dig so much deeper into this moving forward. This is just, let's say, my relationship ideology. Again, my name is Jackie, and I help people find happier, healthier, and most importantly, more fulfilling lives through finding a balance between their mind, body, and soul. And a lot of those things tend to be integrated. So something that's stroking your mind is also taking care of your soul. When you take care of your body, you're helping your mind and your soul. These things are all very interwoven, and they are not singular at all. You can find me on social media. I'm at Jackie is Alive on everything: TikTok, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram. And I make new videos every Monday and Friday. You get to start and end your week with a little bit of me. So don't forget to click subscribe, and I will see you next week.